Hello, so just hopping on with a recent make of mine, which you may have seen either on my TikTok or on my Instagram reel, which is a concertina style Flippy Flappy journal thingy. I was going to zoom out a smidge, or never-ending journal as I like to call them. Gosh, that's getting everywhere. So yeah, basically this is it. It's created from envelopes. You will have seen the process of this a million times. But basically we start with the first signature. So we've got it's an original photograph on the front. That's a coffee dyed envelope that creates a little pocket in there. We've got a pocket on the front. I haven't decorated the insides. This is the blank signatures. So we've got another pocket here. And then the first signature, we've got bits of vintage wallpaper. These are some of my printables, some vintage French or antique French book page. This is some old sort of, I think it's Mrs. Beeton's style sort of cookbook. I don't think it is a Mrs. Beeton. One of my little observers books. We've got some floral book page. We've got some dictionary page. More vintage antique French ledger paper. Antique French paper. Oh, shut up, Donna. Book page. Some coffee dyed paper, some French dictionary paper. Oh, that's obviously the cover sheet for the cooking book, cookery book, recipe book. We've got another printable in there. So that's the first signature and fin. And then we turn and we have another signature. So same again, we've got a selection of papers in here, nothing decorated, fairly neutral, lots of vintage French in here. And even a little envelope I chucked in this one, another pocket at the back. And that's that. But then you have another one on the back, another pocket, another signature. And that's kind of the idea. So that's another full signature, and then you turn and you're back to the front. And so basically you can just keep going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You will have seen these made. I've made them myself previously. I think, is it Rhonda at A Little Bit French has just been talking about making one. They've been on my to make list for a wee while, so I thought I'd jump in and get one made. This one I'm not going to be listing for sale. I'm going to keep this one because we're going to do some once the grungy art journal is finished, which I think we've only got 1 or 2 more videos for that one. We're going to start doing some scrapbook box makes and using up your stash in some sort of more cost effective excuse this, won't you? That's the stand from the phone, from the holder. Yeah, some sort of more cost of living-y, cost effective, using up your scraps sort of ephemera makes and such. So we're going to be working on those next. And I need somewhere to keep them. And this is where we're going to start putting them. So there we are. Now, I posted my reel and I got lots of likes and lots of views and everybody seemed to really, really like these. So I thought I'd knock one up to put in my Etsy shop. Now, I haven't decorated the front. They're the exact same style, they're the exact same size. I have used one of my printables for the front, and I've used the dotty netted fabric for the pocket. I've left that blank in case, I mean, you might not want it, you might want that as the back, and then you might want to put something on here. And, you know, they are quite versatile, these journals. I mean, you could technically have, you could use that as your front if you really wanted. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, so that's that. I've decorated and stitched each page. And then each signature has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of paper. So what's that? 8, 16, 32 pages in each signature. They're all the same, pretty much. You've got some, I think that's German book page, botanical, some children's book page, that's French paper. So that's that one. And then we turn and we've got another signature. Again, same size in the back. And then we turn and we've got another signature in here. So this by the time this video goes out, will be in my Etsy shop. And I've made 5 of them. So they're all identical. The only difference is I think one has got a slightly darker coffee stain paper envelope at the front. That's something I noticed, but the other ones are all exactly the same. So they will be in my Etsy shop very soon. So if you do want to get your mitts on one, as I said, I'm going to leave them plain. That's the point of them, is they're unembellished and they're ready for you to create in. And yeah, and I thought perhaps then if you wanted to craft along and you wanted to do some of the scrap box makes with me and pop them in your own little journals, then yeah, feel free. So happy days, they're going to be listed shortly. If you do want a process video on how I make these, I'm a bit close there. I mean, you can kind of, I'm sure, get the drift. But if anybody does want one, yeah, do comment and I will get round to it. I did get round to the sewing video, and I'm glad you all had a good laugh at that, because it was farcical. Of course, anything that could break did break. But yeah, if anyone does want a process video on this, just give me a shout, drop me a comment. Cool, I'll leave it there. So yeah, it's pretty. I love that paper so much. That is a digital download in my Etsy shop. And for those of you that don't know, I've now opened my TikTok shop, just as another avenue for you to buy through. It doesn't have as much in as my Etsy shop. It does have the same products, so you'll get more in Etsy. But if you are a TikToker, and you like buying through TikTok, they're on there. You do get shipping vouchers on TikTok as well quite often. So yeah, have a look and see which may work out more cost effective for you. If you want to buy something from my shop. And if you don't, if you would go on TikTok and give me a follow and give me a like and stuff, that would be lovely. Your support would mean an awful lot. I'm old and I don't do TikTok. I struggle with it a little bit. I'm too old for TikTok, really. But needs must, and it's the way of the future. And it's I suspect all social media will just become e-commerce platforms in the next sort of, I'll get quite deep now, aren't I? Next few years anyway. I think they're going to be less about the social aspects of them, and it is all going to be e-commerce and influencers, and I think it's how we will shop in the future. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think that's the way we're headed. So I've had to jump on the bandwagon, kids to feed and all that. So if you are on TikTok, on there, obviously the Pink Zebra UK, please drop me a follow and a subscribe. I don't know what you call it. A thing. That would be fab. And if you're not already subscribing to me on YouTube, please do. It would be really cool to bring you along with me to make all these little bitty bits that we like to make. And as I say, the next lot is going to be some cost-effective, easy ephemera, scrap box makes, and using up your stash. So yeah, excited to get that started. So right, cool. Thanks for listening to me waffle on. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.